All right. We are live today, Thursday, 26th of February. So we're live on Solana Smoke. I don't know if it's number 8 or 9. We'll see at the end. It doesn't matter. Um, so as usual, Maxime, I'm your host. And so yesterday we had the demo day from Mountain DAO. So Mountain DAO is some sort of hacker house on the Solana ecosystem, and they basically lock tons of developers in a mountain resort or mountain chalet, and work together for a month. And so yesterday was demo day. I think it was the first time they were actually doing it. So I thought it's interesting to just have a look at a couple of the projects. It's really short kind of demos. We'll watch a couple of them. I didn't have the time to watch the 4 hour video yesterday, but at least the beginning. So we'll focus on those. And as usual, we'll just walk through the video, give our little comment, see where all of this is going, and of course we'll be having a nice smoke. So a little local smoke for me today from Aria, and so let's get started. So Mountain Day, here we go. So it's perfect because it's just starting. And so I'll be able to just press. All right, let's close this. And let's.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Mountain DAO's first ever demo day. I am unbelievably excited to be here. Barrett, how are you feeling?
I couldn't be more excited about what's about to happen today. There's a lot of really awesome teams here that have been here building for the month. There's some really cool projects out here. Definitely excited to share what's been going on with Mountain DAO this whole month with you guys live today.
Would you say it's been an exciting month?
I would say it's been an incredible month. This is probably the best Mountain DAO that we've ever had. I think from the talent that has come through, the people that are here, right? Just the overall energy, all the super team members, Monkey DAO members, Solana people overall, although the weather hasn't been super great from a snow standpoint, but that has not stopped the people out here working all day and night.
I love it. I love it. Well, my name's Edgar. This is Barrett. We're the founders of Mountain DAO. We're going to get kicked off with an unbelievable agenda of founders that we have for you today. And we won't take too much of your time, but throughout the day, we'll be introducing founders, telling you a little bit about Mountain DAO lore, and just sharing what we have going on, happening here at the mountain every year.
Okay, I guess we'll turn it over to Nick from Sharkpool.
Thank you. Hey everyone, my name is Nick. I'm working on
intro. So, like we said, Mountain DAO is really exactly that. Just engineers being locked up in the mountain, like they said, for a full month. So I actually went through a couple of videos. I'm going to start with one of my fellow, I'm sure, is a Frenchman. I thought that was a very interesting take. So this one is called, I think I'll let him introduce the project, but it's basically proof of work on Solana. So let's have a look and let me know what you think. I think it's a very curious take, that's for sure. Here we go. Perfect. Let's get started.
Big fan of privacy, both on-chain and off-chain. So, we'll turn it over to our man up here.
Thank you. Good? Is it good? Okay. Hi everyone. This is not Hashish.
So clearly, Antonin, typical French name, maybe Swiss, and Hashish. I don't think I need to explain that. So already the URL is quite fun. So let's see how it all fits in the proof of work on Solana.
Ceci n'est pas Hashish. I'm Antonin, and today I will present you Hashish. It's a proof of work on Solana. Oh my God, notification. So yes, I think you all know Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the father of the proof of work. There is a fixed supply of 21 million, difficulty adjust every 2 weeks, and there is a cost for electricity to mine every block with electricity, so it's real value. For now, 1 Bitcoin is like, to mine, it's like 50,000, and the actual price is 64,000. In the past, OR was a proof of work on Solana, but it did.
My question first is why do we want to add the proof of work? Is it just because we don't believe in the value of proof of history, or I guess, I mean, it's just why not, build something on top of something? But are we just building an L1 on top of an L1? That's interesting. Or are we just basically creating new tokens, and the way we're mining those tokens is different? Why not? Let's see if there's more value to that. I mean, clearly he was talking about the fact how electricity really gives the value to Bitcoin, because of course it's very machine intensive to mine. So is this why Bitcoin is actually having this core intrinsic value? Why not? I think there's a lot of the institutional money being on it that makes it very valuable. But let's see what's his take on the whole Solana.
Wrong in the past, because they were spamming too much the Solana network, too much frequency, and it broke totally Solana. They stopped the mining, and in season 2, it's just now proof of gambling, because you bet on the grid, and at the end you win or you lose. Here there is a recap of.
I mean, still, I think if we're looking at the revenue, they were making about 400K a day. I mean, for the protocol, very cool. For the users, I mean, I don't know how much was kind of shared with the whole ecosystem. And like he said, at the end, the ideology of building something as proof of work was kind of gone, because it ended up just being a betting system. But all of this, yeah, because basically who's spamming Solana, interesting. So I guess the blocks, the actual work wasn't being rewarded. So interesting.
And it broke totally Solana. They stopped the mining, and in season 2, it's just now proof of gambling, because you bet on the grid, and at the end you win or you lose. Here there is a recap of all the proof of work that you can see in the future if you want.
So here, what are we doing? We are actually using, Solana Seeker, so the Seeker phone. Interesting. Difficulty dynamic, okay. And 1 hash, 1 proof, 1 reward. Mixed privacy, okay. And hardware, okay, you can really use any type of hardware. So again, just, I guess, trying to have more players jumping on.
I will not talk a little bit because I have not a lot of time. So Hashish, why Hashish the name? Hashish is the basis of every proof of work. And also it's a memecoin culture, all Bob Marley of Snoop Dogg, it's Hashish. Strong fundamental, strong meme, tech memecoin, I want to call it. I got a privacy layer on Hashish. I got 2 dark pool. It's possible to encrypt everything.
So we're basically having some sort of, you don't know who's mining, you don't know. Okay, interesting. So we're just adding a privacy layer, wondering why is this needed? Is it just to kind of mix trends? You have proof of work that kind of trying to bring the real value. Then you have a privacy layer that we know is very trending, and then you have the whole meme coin industry as well. So is it the idea behind the project? Why not?
So no one can know who is mining, who is claiming, who is rolling. So I got two dark pool. People are deposit sol inside it, and they can mine with the layers with an encrypted proof. There is no link between miner, layer, and claimer. All is private. And also external user can use the dark pool to use.
I mean, for me, we've been talking about regulation for a bit. Dark pool for me just sounds a bit like, I don't want to know where my money is coming from, where it's going. I mean, I am full of for privacy layer. Just feels a bit more like Tornado Cash for me rather than Bitcoin. But yeah.
To use it. Seeker is a new banana in Mountain DAO. I put my Seeker on the screen, on the wall, and it was mining. But the banana it's like 6.2 million, but my Seeker is mine Hashish, you know.
I mean, I don't get the reference. Like, why do we think that these two things are kind of linked? I don't know. And second point, Antonin, why do you keep having your notification? It's a bit disturbing.
It's a little bit video of, let's go, on a GPU on my protocol. I got one Seeker pool and I got one.
Okay, so like we had said at the beginning, we've got two different ways of mining. Why not? And again, here he's saying that actually a Seeker is actually better than the GPU. Interesting, it's cheaper. Lower difficulty, that might be the reasoning.
Traditional pool. So a Seeker can mine like a GPU, but like better also, because there is only 150 Seekers in the world.
Okay, so it's really you're putting two different pools, two different type of users. And what I like is that you're using the Seeker, so you're making sure that the whole Solana ecosystem is being used to the fullest. So kudos to you on this one.
And there is ton of GPU in all the world. So Seeker is better in GPU than GPU on my protocol. Two dedicated pool, two separate difficulties, and also we use Solana attestation service to prove on-chain that we are on a Seeker. So tokenomics. So we got like 1 million supply. There is no allocation team. There is a pre-mined of 0.1% just for the LP, and all will be mined. Every block, you have a fee.
Okay, so tokenomics way, I mean, it's nice. There's no crazy IPO. I mean, it's really like the way I think Bitcoin started. The only difference that Bitcoin, what Satoshi was alone for a while. So, all right, interesting. I like the tokenomics.
Sol fees. It will be used to buy back Hashish. We will burn a little part of it, and we will also provide liquidity. Every block, there is a reward, decrease of reward. Fees is increasing every 2 years. So there is scarcity on Hashish. Sorry for my English. So what's next? Now we are live on DevNet. We got all the miner you can have: encrypted miner, decrypted miner, Seeker miner, privacy layer, two pools, traditional, and the Seeker one. You can mine also with GPU, ASICs, and everything. There is in the building, I'm doing the fee automation for the buyback burn, and they're providing LP, smart contract audit, and for the future, I want to put it on mainnet, renounce all Plex authority to don't have touch on it.
So really kind of, the last bit, no rug, I guess that's what kind of on the trend, no? A lot of meme coins are actually being rugged, and so you're adding that layer, the same layer that Bitcoin has, like very difficult to upgrade. So yeah, good for you. I like the vision, Antonin. So well done. Let's maybe then have a look at another project. I mean, clearly this one was you can see, spending a lot of time in the mountain. You're getting clearly crazy ideas. So let's go to the next one we see is called Anon Mesh. So another kind of trending topic. I think it's a couple of minutes down the line. Here we go.
They exist on some other networks, right? But having some native stuff on top of Solana, I think, really elevates the DeFi ecosystem and building on top of these protocols, right? So, Anon Mesh, take it away.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Jason, and I'm glad to introduce you to Anon Mesh. But before getting started, I want to ask you one particular question. What do you think all those images have in common? So,
I mean, clearly we're in a different league. We can feel the seriousness if you're just comparing the jacket from Antonin versus the beret from Jason. Different league. So what's the problem we're solving here?
for the reference, we got the Nepalese war, the Arabic Spring, and EU chat control. And the answer is pretty straightforward. Internet shortage and censorship on times of conflict. But you could imagine a way to go around those type of issues, such as, not being able to have access to your assets, not having access to messaging, not be able to connect with people. It's pretty much getting landlocked, where you cannot do that much, but there is actually...
So again, I think a very trending topic, with all the news that are happening around the world. I think we're lucky enough to not be in these zones, so it maybe don't really leave these problems, or at least for me, they're kind of, far away, and it's difficult to be living these lives. So it's very important, for sure, especially when governments are either taking your assets away or your freedom of speech. So let's see what solution do we actually have from Jason.
There might be a way, might be a good solution to that. Let's imagine a fully decentralized, confidential solution that lets you both do confidential transactions on top of Solana without the need of internet, including messaging.
Without the need of internet. So that's interesting. So how are you going to solve that? So we can transact and message without internet. Okay, all over secure layer.
On top of that. That's literally what we're bringing today at Mountain DAO. A solution as a mobile app lets you have your phone to become what we call a node that will let you, utilizing both BLE and LoRa, to have access to your assets on Solana, and also be able to communicate with your loved ones, your family and friends without the need of internet in a fully confidential way. This is a cool tweet from Mert saying, quote unquote, "Man, Signal is so ass." And basically what he's trying to bring through this tweet is basically most of those messaging apps, they're pretty much having those servers, having all those metadata and pretty much personal information about you, your messages, it could be your bank details, it could be anything that is related to a person. So basically, it was trying to push forward to have things that would be done without central servers and in a fully peer-to-peer way. And also, it might get us some fundings if we actually net it out. So shout out to Mert on that one. When it comes to the competitive landscape, it's pretty straightforward once again. We got Anon Mesh, BitChat, so Jack Dorsey's project, BLE, communication without the need of internet too, and Signal.
For those that hadn't seen it, Signal, I'm not a user, but I of course understand the concept of encrypted communication. BitChat was kind of vibe coded by Jack Dorsey using, I'm pretty sure, the Bitcoin ecosystem. To again kind of allow for communication to happen, and it was everything via Bluetooth. And so now the differentiator clearly is the way that you don't only communicate, but all of these countries actually need some sort of funds, so payments. That's cool.
Basically, Anon Mesh is just taking everything encrypted, offline, and you're also able to do payment on top of Solana without the need of internet in a fully off-grid way. But how does it work exactly? Once again, pretty simple. Proof of relay. You send a message or a transaction. You pass it over Bluetooth and LoRa, which is device to device, and also utilizing.
I love it how it's the second one that is kind of trying to reinvent the kind of proof. So the first one, we wanted to add proof of history on top of the proof of work. Sorry, on top of Solana. So now we're doing proof of relay. So, I mean, I think it's again very cool because on this one, I don't think it's very difficult to kind of run the node. You just have to your secret phone that is kind of accepting, to be the transmitter of this information, so this communication and the payments, and then you basically get rewarded for it. So, I mean, kudos. You're just creating a kind of keep your phone on, and we'll reward you.
This type of device right here. This is a mesh-tastic LoRa node that connects to everyone. There's like 336 nodes all around Utah right now. Set it up. And you bind to beacons. The beacons are the connected user within the network. They are the one receiving all those transactions that have been serialized, utilizing durable announce accounts, send it over to them, and then they will just settle those transactions later on the blockchain. And then you receive back a confirmation directly on the device, which means you still don't need internet to receive a confirmation about your TXs on Solana, having to do swaps, or even just sending some USDC to your daughter because she doesn't have money to pay a taxi. When it comes to the traction, we've been doing for 2 months, growing your stats so far. So X is pretty much okay. We got 1.2K followers so far, 763 on the waitlist, and we reached more than 345K impressions so far across all the social media.
I mean, I think, of course, it's a kind of a new product, but what I think is, where are these guys located? Are they in those kind of places where there's a need for that product? I mean, we're, like I mentioned before, we're lucky enough to be living in these, in Europe or in the US, where we are not kind of the prime target users for this product. So my only question is, where is everyone from in these data?
Medias. We got some achievements through some hackathon participations we got recently. So we got the Solana Privacy Hackathon, MERTS, Cypherpunks Hackathon, and also a sidetrack on the Colosseum from college.xyz, which is worth more than 25K of USD in cash price in total. When it comes to the market sizing, it's a tremendous market. It's a huge one. Basically, when it comes to the projected market by 2013, it's about to be $129 billion USD. Digitally reachable emerging markets, it's about to be 114 billion one, but with simply 2% market penetration, that still represents $2.28 billion. The source had literally bottom on the bottom. When it comes to the business model, pretty simple too. 2% on all successful posted TXs, 30% of rev share directly to the beacons and the relayers. We're also leveraging having whites.
Interesting. I mean, of course, when you're in these kind of dangerous, or let's say censored regions, you don't want to pay extremely high fees. So 2% is more than fair, and you're rewarding the users that are acting on your behalf for 30%. So yeah, well done. Very interesting. I think we understood mainly what the project was all about. So let's go to the next one. The next one is a bit more kind of techy, especially talking about the agents. So I think it was 1 hour 18 or something. Here we are.
They allow you to put your own model on chain. And I think that there's a lot of really cool stuff on DeFi.
And a breakthrough transaction today. Incredible.
Absolutely. Okay, and then on to our next one, Unbrowse. These guys, this kind of goes back to some of our earlier stuff on the protocol side for agentic web, right? Agentic flows. So
again, something very trending, I would say. Having your agents on the web. We're having everything, OpenClaw, Moldbot, whatever you want to call it, taking over kind of the internet. We had the X402 protocol, allowing agents to basically pay for API calls. And yeah, this Unbrowse, I thought it was an interesting one to look at it together.
Excited what they've been, what they've been cooking, and Solana. So Unbrowse, take it away.
Hello. Oh, it's connected. Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, so as you guys probably know, right? If you use OpenClaw, whenever you want to get anything done, like fetch any data, maybe if you want OpenClaw to like fetch, like let's say Jupyter prices or something like poly market prices, it will do this really weird thing, right? And it's called the browser. It'll open the browser, click through the browser like a person would, and then basically be a person, basically pretend to be a person interacting with another machine. So if you think about it this way, right, you have a machine pretending to be a human to talk to another machine. So at Unbrowse,
for me, that was kind of the eye opener. I mean, I'm not using that much agents yet, but you can clearly see when the kind of agent is jumping on kind of the browser and is looking for either a specific website or anything. You can see how kind of unintuitively the agent is scrolling, or it takes a lot of time to just click a button. So this is where kind of humans are faster and using browsers. But like he's saying, just because browsers are not made for agents, they're made for humans. So this is where he's coming in with his solution, where you're building a browser for AI agents. And like he's going to mention, I don't know if he already did, like, what does it look like? Well, it doesn't look like anything. It's not for you. So yeah, let's go a bit more in details in how it works.
we realized that this is a really stupid inefficiency, and we could cut the costs of tokens like 90% and increase.
I mean, as we know, tokens are the kind of the money of the future, no? Like, how are all these agents paying? How much is it costing us to run those agents? Tokens is really the monetary value, the cost of having your agent work for you. So if you can reduce it by 90%, I mean, I'm all up for it.
Speed of data retrieval and actions by just skipping the browser entirely. So what we built here is essentially two things, right? We've built the browser for AI agents. And when I say browser for AI agents, I don't mean like, hey, I'm doing perplexity comment. I'm not doing Atlas. I'm basically making like a browser meant for the agent to use. Yeah, so how it basically works is there's like, so basically, yeah, agents can think, they can't really browse the web properly. They look at the screens, right? Like us humans do. The web is not designed for agents. They're designed.
So it's the bit I was just mentioning, like agents don't look at the website like we do. So this is why it should be rethink
for humans. So every website, even though we already say they don't have APIs, like public APIs, they technically kind of do. It's just that they're not documented. They are just hidden behind the screens. So for example, if you look at Twitter here, you have like, there's a typical.
Well, actually, I watched the video yesterday, and it doesn't go way further than that. It's just basically telling you that, like we said, everyone has an API. It's just that most probably that API is not documented. And so what his solution is all about is, okay, how do we take a website, figure out kind of the API, get the agent to access this, and as well, which I think is the coolest bit, pay the website for allowing agents to access it. So we've heard a lot of the kind of debate of where, yes, OpenAI is accessing all the different websites and kind of stealing the data. In his scenario, it's like, okay, we want the website to be, paid for the information, which makes complete sense. So it's really adding fairness to the playing field. And let's see if he talks about it.
Go to the feed, right?
Otherwise,
of Sam talking, and then if an agent looks at the screen,
so it's really just going on his
massive HTML blob page. After it spins up a very heavy browser and then reads 10,000 tokens. When technically you could just call the API, but you can't because the Twitter API is paid and everything. But so what we did is that we index the internal APIs of whatever websites.
I mean, then he goes on a kind of a long time on what it looks like to do all of these kind of reaching the API. Then he actually goes into the example of what it looks like to actually do it live. But I mean, I think that's kind of enough. What I really wanted to kind of understand is where are the builders' heads at, okay? And I think that's what's really interesting is that everything they're kind of building is really kind of either rethinking the Solana model, not in a sense of, okay, proof of history is not enough, but like trying to add something on top, like we've seen with Hashish, or like we've seen with Anon Mesh. And then, of course, like there's a big part of it, which is, okay, how do we have these agents that clearly are a part of our life now interacting with the web and that can do it, you know, on chain. There was another model actually where they're putting an LLM model on chain to kind of understand transaction. That was very interesting as well. A bit too complex, so that's why I didn't kind of showed it now. But really what we've seen is like, okay, we're not talking about NFT marketplace, very little memecoin, none of the front end. It's really, you know, what's happening behind AI crawling, mesh networks. You know, it's really, okay, let's build so that other apps can build on top. So I think that was very interesting. It's very incredible that, you know, you're basically locking up plenty of developers in the Mountain, Chalet, and all of these ideas come out. So it's really good. We're going away from Solana just, you know, being seen as this casino-like, like if we can say, like the OR V2 was clearly kind of betting and all this, and into something much more tangible that is, you know, being used by agents, being used by societies at risk, and yeah. So that's it. Solana is really becoming, you know, the operating system, I think, of the web and of all the different future apps that will come. So that was very interesting to see. I hope you enjoyed this Solana Smoke. So it was, you know, again, kind of having a look from the builder side and really understanding where is everyone going. I mean, now, as we know, we're still in a bear market. So only really product and projects that have real use, have real value, will kind of stay alive. So I think it's a wonderful time to build. And like I always say, if you have a project you want to, you know, share on the podcast, we're always happy to talk to you guys and dive into your project and just have a good time talking about it. All right. So that's it for me. I wish you a fantastic day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.